Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had that homie that had the bald head with those long ass bangs back in the day, smash that subscribe button. Go and have him smash it right now. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the following patrons: Nathan, Scott, Mika Boy, Ramon, Lead with Love, Johnny, Charles, Albert 12, Soulstar LA, my Tocayo Hector, Coach Ken, Miguel L, AI Vega, Fio, Claudia, Esquiel, Miguel, Lead Our Actions, Others of Christ, Big Bad 48, JT, Nova, Jack, Linda, Michigan Wolverines, Marius, Chevelle 66, Gigi, Abuelita's Journey, and Daus Herrero. If you have not already signed up for that Patreon, make sure you hit that link in the description below. You do not want to be missing out. This episode right here, man, it's kind of one that had been requested, right? By the people, for the people. Hector, you ever see any COs that were in a gang? You ever see COs that pretended to be gangsters? Well, I'm going to have to break it down into three. It goes kind of deeper into that. I'm going to have to break it down into some three categories so you kind of understand from what I've seen from my perspective working in the California Department of Corrections for 16 years. Because I can only speak from my perspective and my experience. Okay, let's start with, well, it might even be four categories. Okay, let's talk about dirty cops, dirty staff members. Those are the ones that be bringing in contraband from the streets into the prison to distribute, right? In exchange, they get money, whatever they get. Cash, hey, here's fucking 5 cell phones, give me whatever, $5,000, $1,500, I don't know. Here is a bindle of heroin, give me this much money. That is not necessarily a gangster or a gang member. That is just like a, what do you call it? A, well, besides corrupt, somebody that's like compromised. That is a compromised staff member. Okay, that's not like may or may they not have gang affiliations or ties. From what I've seen, no, they're not doing it because their cousin is Toker from 18th Street and they want the homie Toker and his homies to have a good time, right? Tucker would be for the white boys. Sup, Tucker? Howdy. So that's a dirty cop, right? That's not necessarily gang related, gang affiliated, okay? Now let's break it down. Hector, I was in the pen. I wore blue. I saw these guys be trying so hard to be like us. Yeah, I've seen it. I've fucking seen it. It used to annoy me. It used to kind of annoy us. Everybody is kind of like, hey, what are you doing? Right? What are you doing? So they would be shaving their head, right? You would probably have a beautiful, luscious locks, right? Be getting some tattoos. Not necessarily that tattoos you can or cannot get whatever you want, but you know, like the smile now, cry later, the ones that are kind of borderline, right? They be talking like this to the inmate. Hey, Holmes. Holmes. Hey, trust me, it was fucking forced, and I would always overhear the inmates, especially like an ad seg or whatever. I would always hear the inmates yelling at them, hey, stop talking like that. You fucking wear green. Here we go. Hey, I've had me some big ass chanate. Look at that. Punisher. What's up, John Berthal? The Real Ones podcast. What's up? Holla at your boy. So, hey, when the chanate hits, it hits hard as fuck, bro. And the coffee too. So, yeah, they be trying hard, right? The inmates be checking them. Hey, stop talking like that. Stop acting like that, right? Because it's like weird. It's weird. It's awkward. There was an associate warden type. I never really have anything bad to say about this guy. He was who he was, right? Wasn't a bad guy, just had a certain style to him, right? And this is kind of the style that I'd be talking about. One time, like all the lieutenants were kind of hanging out in the area, and ZW rolls up and he tells one of like the saltier LTs too, like been around experiences, like, hey, how many pintas you been to? Lieutenant looks at him like, the fuck you just say? I don't know how many pintas I've been to, but I've worked at such and such prisons, right? Like trying hard, right? Like trying too hard, okay? That's all right. We went from dirty cops to motherfuckers trying too hard, right? Now let's go into people that are very knowledgeable in the game. Myself, I keep up on gangs, right? This is something weird that I do that may sound weird is that, like, on YouTube, I'll search like Detroit hoods or Detroit ghettos or fucking Camden, New Jersey, right? All these places. I was gonna say the Bronx, but it seems like the Bronx toned it down a little bit. Don't trip. I don't know. Maybe it's still wild out there. But I like to see how it operates, right? How things move. Hey, it doesn't make me a gang member. Doesn't make me infatuated with that lifestyle. I want to know how things operate. Same thing with the Iraq-Iran war. Iraq and Iran were at war with each other for years. I wanted to know what it was about, how they fought. It was trench fighting and freaking chemical agents. Bet you didn't know that. In the late 80s, right? I like to be up on game, be up on point. I fancy myself a young studier of war, right? And hey, the ghetto's war, they be popping them things, right? Pow, pow. Blue versus red, blood versus Crips, North versus South, and etc., right? The way I talk, man, when I came onto this YouTube, people like, you talk like a Southsider. It's like, oh, fuck. That's my impersonation of that old previous chief warden, right? Chief deputy. But it's like, hey, man, I grew up in Southern California. What the fuck you want me to do? Imagine if I sounded like this, guys. Howdy, guys. Welcome back to our channel. If you haven't had Bill on his tractor smash that subscribe button, go ahead and have him smash it right now. It would just be like, what the hell? It's not working, right? So this is just me. I like to study. I was going to say I like to study my enemy, right? But technically I'm out. I'm out. Free man, right? I ain't got no enemies right now. Right? Even the corrupted people at the top, not necessarily my enemies. They're like, whatever, I'm just going to pull the sheets. I've been pulling the sheets. So we went from where did we go from? The dirty, corrupt cops, not necessarily gang members. The ones that tried too damn hard, not gang members. The guys that are very well versed in that whole entire lifestyle, knowing who is who, knowing what is what, knowing who's pushing what, knowing who controls what territories, knowing which followers follow certain individuals, all that. Mastermind. They should have put me on IGI, but I'm not a suck dick puppet boy, right? I'm gonna make a video of how Warden Pollard put me on ISU squad for 3 hours. 3 hours, the son of a bitch fucking took it back from me. 3 hours. Wow, it was embarrassing. Everybody laughed, including myself afterwards, right? What a dirty move. What a scoundrel move. All right, now let's talk about actual factual gang members. Are there? Okay, I never personally met one to say, this dude right here is affiliated with a Southern Hispanic gang, with a blood gang, with a Crip gang, with a Northern gang. Well, I didn't work with Northerners, so I don't have that experience anyhow, on top of not having the other type of experience. That would be, in my experience, rare. But I'm not going to rule it out because there have been rumors, right? But rumors are rumors. There have been suspicions, right? Like, I don't know about that guy right there. I don't know about that girl right there. Well, actually, now reflecting back and talking about girls, I think there was a documentary, right, on YouTube that, yeah, there was some female affiliated with a certain big ass gang in the LA area, right? So that would be that. Like, hey, their affiliation, they're affiliated. Like, might as well be gang members themselves. So for sure. Now, there were dudes that wore red, right? Red. And not like, oh, Hector, I could wear red. What's wrong with wearing red? Well, like, check this out, man. Your boy Hector Bravo be liking that gray color, right? It's neutral, it's gray. It complements my baby browns. I be having baby browns, but you can't see it unless the sun hits it, right? Truly an injustice on this YouTube. But honey like, some would say honey like. My mom would say honey like. Here we go. But red, right? Fucking flamed out. One of the dudes that was bringing in grills to the inmate population would get shit canned. People would send me his Instagram pictures. I didn't ask them to send them. They would just send them. Look at this dude. Motherfucker wearing all red. Red bandana, red hat sideways, red. I'm like, huh. Well, clearly there's something there. I don't know if the dude's trying, but fuck. If he's trying, he's doing it, right? Then there was another guy, and I'm going to pull up this link right here. I'm even going to link this to the my little comment section so you don't think I be bullshitting all the time. This was a young dude. When I was young, he was young. When I was new, he was new. The rumor was that he was affiliated with the Bloods. If my memory serves me correctly, and it doesn't, I want to say that dude used to tell me, like, yeah, blood this, blood that. As in straight up saying it. I have ties with the Bloods. Going back then, when I was in the army, there was a fucking dude, and I want to say his name, but I won't. Out of respect, I don't be saying names, right? Unless you're a corrupt manager. But that dude was strictly a Blood, for sure. From like Compton, wherever the fuck he was from. I want to say Compton. He was young too, knucklehead, big dude. He ended up getting kicked out of the army for robbing a German couple at gunpoint with the fake gun, pistol whipping them, taking their jewelry. This is the truth. He was in my platoon. This is the truth. So, this young CO, back to wearing red, Centinela State Prison. I don't know if the dude got fired or he resigned. Something kind of like, the dude went from being young to working there to not working there, to wearing red, to talking Blood, to leaving. A couple years ago, well, actually, this is 2015. Somebody shot me something like a link, like, hey, did you hear what happened to so-and-so? I'm like, nah, what happened? That the dude got shot, cut up into little pieces, put into a U-Haul, and driven like from Arizona to Fresno or to California, right? So it's like, man, I don't know. I don't know. The average person just don't be getting chopped up like that, right? So like, we're on the subject of this, right? We're on the subject of being affiliated, being associated, being this. And I've talked about the army. I've talked about corrections. Now let's talk about, I live in San Diego. I was going to say beautiful, sunny San Diego, but I haven't seen the sun for fucking 5 months and it's driving me crazy. I don't like it. I don't be liking it. It makes me depressed. I make hot chocolate. I watch the movie The Notebook and I tear up. It's the truth. I don't be liking it, right? So I live in San Diego. Ensenada's right there. Mexico, Tijuana, Rosarito, Ensenada. You see in the news like these fucking guys riding their doom buggies get shot up, right? By the cartel. I'm thinking, holy shit, I'm definitely not going out. Because your boy don't go over there, right? If your boy can't be strapped, he's going to get clapped, right? I don't go down there. They shot him up. They shot up the whole freaking doom buggy. Dude's dead. Everybody's dead, right? And I'm like, oh, no, not going. I was already not going. Now I'm really not going. I'm like, poor innocent victims, right? Poor innocent victims. Ain't that a tragedy, a travesty? But then you kind of hear things and you kind of do your research and you're like, wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. Well, the message for today, right? The message for today is, number one, I'm not ever going to put myself in a position I can't get out of. That's number one. Number two, I'm never going to pretend I'm somebody that I'm not. That's number two. Number three is, I don't know who the fuck watches this channel, right? But if you still want to be about that life, well, I do know. It's a bunch of warriors. That's for damn sure, because I met a bunch on the book signing tour. If you think you're going to, what was I going to say? Thrive? There's only only a few horrible ways I've seen that lifestyle end, right? Imprisonment, death, and heartache for the families, for everyone around, leaving victims, a wake of victims, right? So the message for today is going to be something I continue to push daily. Positivity. Positivity, positivity, positivity for the people in the back, right? If you cannot help somebody, do not hurt them. Keep pushing forward.